Today's video is about throw pillow that I made from scratch. If you have not seen me before, my name is Pooja and I make DIY home decor videos. Videos usually include thrifting, DIYing, refurbishing, and sometimes just coming up with my own ideas, just like today. If you like to watch those type of videos, you will absolutely enjoy the content that I posted on my channel. You will see some suggestions in the end of this video. Don't forget to check out those videos. You will definitely enjoy. And let me get started with today's video. Fun part is I tried to make a different shape. Somehow it turned out to be this one. I was trying to make a simple ball pillow. Some of the celebrity homes, they have this ball pillow and I was like, maybe I'm just gonna give it a try. I'm gonna make on my own. Since I don't have a sewing background, I happened to make this shape. And yes, I did not plan for it, but somehow it turned out really well. So I'm gonna put it this way. I thrifted a fabric from Value Village and that was about $6 or $7. And that's pretty much it. I had the raw materials, and if you don't have, you can just buy from Amazon. It's not expensive. So all in all, I made this pillow for about $12, $13, I would say. I had a machine. I'm obsessed with my machine. If you want, you can buy one from Amazon. They are like $30, $40. They does the basic sewing really well. My inspiration for this shape is Urban Outfitters, because whenever I go to their website, it's usually like very trendy designs, patterns, colors, and yeah, so initially when I tried to make a ball pillow, as I said, and it was not turning out the way I expected. When I was filling up my pillow, I realized maybe this is not the right shape I opted for. But somehow, since I'm pretty familiar with Urban Outfitters design and their patterns, I could figure out maybe I can just turn it into some of the trending throw pillow designs. Maybe I can just make it a trendy throw pillow. So I kept going on with that, and that actually worked for me. So yeah, I just trusted the process and this is how I work. So I hope you will enjoy, and let's get started. To make this pillow, I needed a material that I could actually find from Value Village. I took a trip to Value Village to find the right clothing material to make a pillow, and it was about $6. It was absolutely worth it when it comes to pricing, because if you look at the scarf, it's really nice thick material, and it also has some nice colorful borders. They are really pretty. It's too thick as a scarf. Somehow I could find it in a scarf section, so I'm just gonna call it a scarf. But it was perfect material to make a pillow, nicely thick, and it's perfect shade of beige I was looking for. To make a pillow, I had to go through some cutting process, and that requires clothing material, or the material that I'm going to use, needs to be straightened out really well. So there should be no errors while you cut out the fabric. So I took my time to take all the wrinkles out, and it was absolutely ready to make some cuttings on it. Now, to make a demo cutting, to have a reference piece, I took A4 size paper and folded it in on a 1/4 section of it. Once it was folded, I started to join one corner with another one in a round shape. So when you open the paper, it actually creates an oval shape. Before showing it here, I tried a couple times before, and this is the third time it was perfectly fine, and I put it on a camera. I made the biggest round possible because it will be easy for me to go with the thinner round than going with the bigger round later on. So I kept trying, I kept changing the shapes, and I decided I will start with the bigger shape first, and then I'll keep going smaller as I need it. So as you can see here, I kept making smaller rounds, like just a curve I tried to make a little bit smaller so I can get the desired shape. And once it was done, it was looking like this, like a really nice oval shape. It was still a bit of a round side, but it was perfectly fine. So this is what we needed. And in this pillow, I'm not actually using a colorful side of the scarf, but I'm definitely planning to use it later. So I'm just gonna cut out some borders and keep it for the next project. I'm not really sure what am I gonna make from that. If you have any ideas, let me know what do you want me to make, or I'm just gonna keep it and wait until I can find some inspiration to use that. And once I had my borders cut out, I took my time, decent amount of time, to make these shapes on a scarf itself. Now that was time consuming because I really wanted to make sure that the cuttings I'm trying to make, it reflects same shape for all 6 cuttings. So I'm trying to make a 6 of these cutting by using one reference paper, and it should work just the way I'm expecting. So this is how I worked upon that. So referencing and a cutting, that takes a bit of time, but I think that's the foundation of this project. So I spent time on that for about 2 to 3 hours just to make sure that I'm using the right method to do that. So this is the first one I'm cutting, going really slow. This is a real-time video, which I took time to do that. Fortunately, the fabric was really nice that when I cut it out, the edges were really nice and crisp. And this is how it was looking like after all the cuttings were made. I made 6 of them in total, so in order for me to make 6 petals out of that. And then I tried to make 3 sets of this. So one set, I'm going to be joining 2 petals together. So I made 3 of them. So this is the first one I'm trying to make. I was very excited when I was doing this because I have never done this kind of project before, and I recently developed an interest into stitching. So I was pretty excited while I was doing this, and this is how it was looking after I made my first set. So I was going to make 2 others from the 4 petals I had remaining. I made a mistake in between as well. I did some wrong stitching, so I had to pull it out, and that was another 15-20 minutes. If you take your time, you should be able to do it. You should be able to succeed even with the hand stitching. So I corrected my mistake, and this is how it was supposed to look after I make a stitching. Once I had stitching done, it was looking perfectly fine, nicely finished. Even the both end of the pillows were looking perfectly fine when it was all 6 petals were mixing with each other. So I was very happy with my progress with stitching, and this was the last step that I did. Once I had it all stitched, I turned my pillow inside out to put in some stuffing in it. I had a polyester stuffing from old pillow that I was not going to use, so I used that. If you want, you can order one from Amazon. It's very much affordable, and I started filling that in the desired shape that I was looking for. This was a bit of a task because the hole that I was using was very much smaller when I actually stitched it, but since I was using it a lot, it actually went bigger, and it was a task for me to seal it together in a smaller shape. But this is how it was turning as soon as you start filling polyester stuffing, it starts to take shape, and that's when you realize, oh yes, like this is the right product. This is how it's supposed to look like, and this is exactly what I wanted. So I was very happy with that. This was halfway through. I still had to fill some more stuffing to make it look like nice and firm, and I can use it as a throw pillow. So it took some time to adjust some stuffing in there as well, because once I seal it, it's hard to do that. So that's also a part of the process that we have to spend our time to do that. But meanwhile, while I do that, you see the hole that went so bigger. So I had to work through that. Once I had a pillow in my shape that I was expecting for, I started to seal the hole that I used to fill in it. So I used a thread and needle, just used my hands and sealed it all together. And it was a time to put a topper. So for that, I took a tiny piece of polyester stuffing and tried to make a tiny button like this to work with it. So now I had it all sealed. All I had to do was put this button in the center of the flower just to enhance its look, and I stitched that with the help of needle and thread that I was working with. It's the same thing that I did, same process that I followed to stitch my pillow as well. So I did that attach on the both side of the pillow, and I was done with my project. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you have, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe onto the channel and also on the video. because that will help me a lot to gain my YouTube community. So once again, thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.